have to get on our own resources in America. If we do, we can cut out 60% of OPEC oil.
Oil, natural gas, wind, water, solar, nuclear, industries of energy.
We've got fantastic opportunities to use new technologies to secure the American people and at the same time be better stewards of the environment.
You have questions, we have answers.
Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
And very, very good Wednesday morning. Wow. Halfway through the work week. Cannot hardly believe it. And there you have it. Thanks again for making me a part of your day. It's a blustery, cool day out there today. Here's what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels, located 1510 West 9th Street, and call in your order 225-5821. Senior citizens meals just $7. Anybody else $8. That includes your tag, your title, your tax, the whole deal, your dessert, your drink, the meal, the tax, all one price. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's when the dining room is open. Everybody is welcome. Today, meatloaf, mashed potatoes and gravy, carrots, roll, and Oreo pudding. Woo! Meatloaf, mashed potatoes and gravy, carrots, roll, and Oreo pudding. That is what's on the menu today at Elk City Meals on Wheels. The Carnegie Caravan, speaking of wheels, it's the bookmobile, basically. Free books delivered to you by the Friends of the Library, Friends of the Carnegie Library. And if you're having trouble reading regular print, ask them about a free program that can help. For books, call the library, 225-0136, 225-0136. Carnegie Caravan, bringing the library right to you. Maybe something's been weighing on your heart that you need to do something good for somebody. Well, here's your opportunity. Helping Sutton Hunt. Be Sutty Strong. Little 3-year-old from Hammond, been afflicted with cancer, leukemia. So listen, they're selling $100 raffle tickets. First place pays $5,000. Second place pays $3,000. Third place pays $2,000. You need to get yourself in, okay? You need to get yourself in between now and November the 12th. That's when they'll be drawing. Here's a phone number. Lynn Walker, 580-660-0210. 580-660-0210. Be Sutty Strong. And anybody with the Hammond All Sports Association would be able to take your donation and put it toward the raffle. And, maybe somebody has been laying something on your heart, like our Lord, the Holy Spirit. You know what? I'm not their voice, but I'm a vessel. Be Sutty Strong. We've got to help this little girl and her family out, as you'll be blessed by it, I promise you. All righty. Getting right back to it right now. Okay. Well, here's some energy stock prices. And again, they're up just a skosh. West Texas Intermediate on the New York Mercantile Exchange broke $60, up 4 cents to $60.19 a barrel. On a December contract, Brent crude oil ice futures exchange out of London, also a December contract, trading up 8 cents to $64.48. Hillcom crude oil in Japan is down 210 yen per kiloliter out of Tokyo, and New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas on a November contract down 12 cents, trading at $3.23 per million BTU. RBOB gasoline up 206 to 194.58. Heating oil up 71 cents to 239.43. And gas oil staying static at $709.75 per metric ton. That's some energy stock prices for you. I'm not sure if they did do the Baker Hughes rig count on Monday, but I will tell you this. Western Oklahoma rig numbers remain steady Okay, the strength amid national growth. The latest Baker Hughes rig report revealed that while U.S. drilling activity rose this week, Oklahoma's oil and natural gas count stayed firm. The stability shows continued operational confidence in key Oklahoma energy plays, despite shifting numbers. The Can of Woodford remained the most active play in the state with 21 active drilling rigs, unchanged from the previous week. Analysts note that the Can of Woodford continues to serve as a barometer of Oklahoma's energy health, driven by steady output and infrastructure investment. Next in line was the Granite Wash, where the rig count also held at 14 active rigs. The region continues to attract operators thanks to its long-term production potential and favorable drilling economics. Oklahoma's energy plays maintain balanced output. The Ardmore Woodford held firm with 3 rigs, while the Arkoma Woodford stayed at 2 rigs. Both regions continue to focus on efficiency rather than rapid expansion, a sign that producers remain cautious in balancing production with current market prices. Meanwhile, the Mississippian Formation, once a hot spot for horizontal drilling, continued with 1 active drilling rig. While the play has seen slower activity in recent years, its sustained presence signals that smaller operators still find selective drilling opportunities there. Energy experts suggest Oklahoma's steady count and underscores a disciplined approach to resource management. Producers are optimizing drilling schedules rather than chasing volatile price spikes, one analyst said. Across the U.S., the total rig count increased, though regional differences remain. In the, Permian Basin, the number of active rigs dropped by 1 to 250, maintaining its lead as the most active oil region in the country. The Eagle Ford in South Texas also saw 1 rig decline, bringing its total of 43 rigs. The Haynesville Shale held steady at 41 rigs, while the Williston Basin in North Dakota and Montana stayed at 30 active drilling rigs. In other regions, the Utica Shale remained at 14 rigs. The Marcellus Shale stayed unchanged at 23 rigs. The DJ Niobrara up there in Colorado and southern Wyoming maintained 11 rigs, while the Barnett Shale in North Texas continued with 1 active drilling rig. The unchanged Oklahoma rig count demonstrates the state's resilience and steady role within the U.S. energy sector. As global markets fluctuate, Oklahoma's operators continue to balance production stability with economic caution. Industry watchers will look at upcoming Baker Hughes reports for signals of renewed growth as oil prices stabilize and winter demand patterns take shape. So the Oklahoma plays are staying steady, which is a good thing, and that's what we're wanting, steady. We don't have to have the booms and busts. Okay. Inattentive driving, we've talked about it. Well, the hands-free cell phone law to hit Oklahoma in just a few days. Starting November 1st, Oklahoma drivers face new restrictions on handheld cell phones. Their use in active school and work zones, whether driving an oil tanker, a utility truck, or your family car. Motorists must go hands-free under House Bill 2263, authored by Representative Nicole Miller, Republican Edmond. The legislation strengthens Oklahoma's distracted driving laws, limiting handheld phone use where extra attention is vital. Drivers can still use hands-free technology such as Bluetooth, voice activation, or dashboard mounts to stay connected safely. Check those voice texts before you send them, because sometimes it just doesn't quite pick up exactly what you say. This law is a practical step toward safer roads, Miller said. It allows drivers to continue using hands-free technology while ensuring their focus stays on driving, especially in critical areas where workers and students are most at risk. The hands-free cell phone law addresses one of the top causes of roadway accidents, distracted driving. According to Miller, this simple change has a significant impact on Oklahoma communities by protecting both motorists and pedestrians. Distracted driving. Distracted driving is the lead contributor to collisions and preventable harm on our roads, she said. This law reinforces every driver's responsibility to remain attentive and protect those around them. And I don't know about you, but I guarantee you that you're out there on the interstate and you pass somebody and they got their hand on the wheel and their head down, holding a phone and looking down at that phone. Man, You're like, no wonder they're weaving back and forth. They're not paying attention. And it's just ridiculously crazy. And sadly, and this isn't a chauvinistic remark, I bet 90% of them are women. That I drive by and look, and they got their head down, driving, looking at this phone. It's just ridiculously stupid to put your own life in jeopardy. How about the lives of others? Because you've got to look at what's going on the phone. I just can't figure it out. I'm just to the point to where I was really, really happy when they got voice text. Like I said, I'm a little cautious with it because sometimes it doesn't quite get what you want it to say. But I guarantee it. Of course, when you're like me, you don't have very many fingers to text with. It really changed my life. But nonetheless, while you're driving, folks, man, go hands-free or just shut the thing off. But driving and looking down at a phone that you're holding in your hand, that's ridiculous. That is beyond stupidity, and take it from a guy who knows, man, that one moment of stupidity can cost you dearly. Thank God nobody else was hurt because of my stupid action on a 4th of July 10 years ago, but you could be the next thing by looking down at your phone. Was it that important? I think not. We're going to take a trip back in time with American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org, right after this message.
This is the Exploring Energy Show. Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just learned that people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have just restored their 20,000th well site. They've been doing this work voluntarily now for decades, spending tens of millions of dollars restoring one well site at a time. Many of these old well sites are 50 to 100 years old, abandoned by their original owners. But now, the land is restored so the current owners can make it productive for generations to come. See how they do it at oerb.com/micro.
We do brakes, alignments, oil changes, filter services. If it's a fuel filter, air filter, we'll replace the front end parts on alignments, ball joints, tie rods. We don't do any engine work, but we do about everything else. Oil changes is something your car has to have done. There's many choices. We have a lot of repeats just because we take care of them. They come in, we get them out. They don't have to question, worry about if something was bad. Did you check it over? If they call and make an appointment, we get them in and out a little quicker. They can show up. If it happens to be the right spot, we can get them right in and out. If not, say it may be an hour or so, they'll leave it, come back, on their lunch break or whatever. We have a lot of those every day. L&R Tire, 1204 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, the home of Bridgestone Firestone tires. At L&R Tire, we'll take good care of your vehicle.
We are restocked on our mixture, hard surface cleaners, linen sprays, that 9, black pepper, salt and sage, cashmere, all those scents are the top scents for this line. You can just switch them out anytime you're ready for a new scent. We have all kinds of stationery stuff right now. We've got planners. We've also got a little pad that's for weekly meal planning. But a lot of people still love to use a traditional way of keeping their recipes. And so we've got books and recipe cards for those who still like to keep it traditional. You can keep it in one little area. And sometimes, you have things that you get from your grandma or your aunt or things, they're little recipe cards that they pass down to you. Well, this is perfect for that you can stick into these books as well. And we've also got these really cute little pens and dividers that mark your pages and stuff. Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts, 1220 West 3rd Street in Elk City, in between Subway and Sherwin-Williams.
Timber Oklahoma is your safe and reliable expert tree care service. At Timber, we provide professional tree trimming and removal with a focus on safety, quality, and clear communication. With over 10 years of experience and certified in the Electrical Hazards Awareness Program, our crews provide tree trimming and removal, storm damage cleanup, utility line clearance. Call Timber today at 580-732-3400 or see us online at www.timberokla.com or email us at customercare@timberoklahoma.com.
A guy in Altus buys an RV from a fellow in El Reno. The transaction came about through the penny news. The power of the penny news is a force of nature.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Camrock Supply. After a busy spring and summer, you're ready to put that equipment, that tractor up. But before you do it, do the maintenance so it'll work like you need it next spring. Get everything you need for tractor maintenance at Camrock Supply. Next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Online, camrocksupply.com, camrocksupply.com. 3 local guys with local ties just doing business with their community. Speaking of doing business, DCP Services, they've diversified. They've got a roustabout division, a lease operators division, formerly known as pumpers, a wireline division with both braided and slick line options, and DCP's pump repair shop in Cordell. If you'd like to get a hold of DCP or find out more, you can find them on Facebook, or you can call Jeff Davis, 580-660-0501, 660-0501. And ASCO Equipment, they want to be a partner in your project, and they mean it. We're talking about the big stuff. We're talking about heavy equipment for sale or rent. Their new and pre-owned construction equipment fits your needs and your budget. ASCO's a leading provider for the Oklahoma construction, ag, and energy sectors, proudly serving the Elk City area with construction equipment like tractors, backhoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors. And if you buy a used piece of equipment from them, I can guarantee it has been gone through. You know, you heard about the 20-point inspection service. They got about a 50-point. They don't take that piece of equipment, send it out, or try to sell it until they have gone completely through it. And they've got the people that know how. 200 factory-trained certified technicians on staff, equipped with 140 field service trucks, latest repair and diagnostic tools, plus $21 million worth of equipment parts in stock. That's ASCO, family-owned. Been operating under the core values of honoring God, developing people, pursuing excellence, growing profitability since 1960. This next Monday, we'll have E.J. Gredeman. He's over the rental side of things. Bart Shields, the equipment sales guy, and then Jeremy Bridgman, the branch manager. Online, ASCOEQ.com, or stop by 513 West 20th Street here in Elk City, just west of the Mackie D's out there. 323-3422. 323-3422 is their number. ASCOEQ.com. Like I said, stop by and see him face-to-face, 513 West 20th Street here in Elk City. All righty, going to click this little banner right here, get that up and going, and we're going to go back in time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org. Bruce and Chris Wells continue to add new information, new pictures, new graphs, new stories, update stories on this website. I highly recommend it. I mean, it is fun to get into. I mean, it's absorbing. I promise you. It will put you down some rabbit holes. You're like, what? How in the world? And all these connections, they do it for you. And they send out a monthly newsletter that's absolutely free. They don't dun you for money, but I'm going to. You can support the American Oil and Gas Historical Society. It's a little support button right at the top of their webpage, ghs.org. Throw them a few bucks, 10, 20, 25 bucks. Man, I guarantee it, that goes right back into the upkeep of the site, along with a lot of their own money. Let's get busy. October 27th, 1763, the birth of pioneer American geologist William McClure, who would become a renowned American geologist and stratigrapher, was born in Ayr, Scotland. He created the earliest geological maps of North America in 1809 and later earned the title Father of American Geology. After settling in the United States in 1797, McClure explored the eastern part of North America to prepare the first geological map of the United States. His travels from Maine to Georgia in 1808 resulted in the map sequence of rock layers. Here in broad strokes, he identifies 6 different geological classes, a Princeton geologist reported. Note that the chain of the Appalachian Mountains is correctly labeled as containing the most primitive or oldest rock. In the 1850s, a chemist at Yale analyzed samples of Pennsylvania's rock oil for refining into kerosene. His report led to the drilling of the first U.S. oil well in 1859. You can also see rocky beginnings of petroleum geology. You think this guy, And how smart is he? He goes out there and he just starts walking around and starts looking at how rock formations are and then makes a map. And then he's right. Way back before Google. October 27th, 1923, refining company founded in Arkansas. Lion Oil Company was founded as a refining venture, in El Dorado, Kansas by Texas Thomas Harry Barton. Earlier, it organized the El Dorado Natural Gas Company and acquired a 2,000-barrel-a-day refinery in 1922. Production from the nearby Smackover oil field helped the Lion Oil Refining Company's refining capacity grow to 10,000 barrels a day by 1925. The company acquired oil wells producing 1.4 million barrels of oil. A merger with Monsanto Chemical in 1955 brought the gradual disappearance of the once familiar Beauregard Lion logo. October 27th, 1938 is what continue our track through time here on Remember When Wednesday. DuPont names petroleum product nylon. DuPont Chemical Company announced that nylon would be the name of its newly invented synthetic fiber yarn made from petroleum. Discovered in 1935 by Wallace Carruthers at a DuPont research facility, nylon is considered the first commercially successful synthetic polymer. Carruthers would become known as the father of the man-made polymers. Just think about that. You've got hydrocarbons, and you figure out a way to make them into a product. I mean, nylon, good gravy. How much of that is still used today? Jobs. Innovation, man. October 28th, 1868. Newspaper praises explosive technology. The Titusville Morning Herald praised the results of an explosive oil field production technology. Civil War veteran Colonel E.A.L. Roberts patented the nitroglycerin torpedo. It would be superfluous. At this late day, to speak the merits of Roberts' torpedo, explained the first daily newspaper of the Pennsylvania oil region. For the past 3 years, it has been a most successful operation, as it increased the production of oil in hundreds upon hundreds of oil wells to an extent which could hardly be overestimated. The Titusville Herald ceased production or publication in 2022 after 157 years. Learn more in Shooters, a Fracking History. Then October 28, 1926, giant Yates oil field discovery west of the Pecos. The 26,400-acre Yates oil field was discovered in a remote area of Pecos County, Texas, in the Permian Basin. Drilled in 1926 with a $15,000 cable tool rig, the Ira Yates 1-A produced 450 barrels of oil a day from almost 1,000 feet deep. Before the giant oil field discovery, Ira Yates had struggled to keep his ranch on the northern border of the Chihuahua Desert. Drought and predators nearly did him in, noted one historian, until Yates convinced a San Angelo company to explore for oil west of the Pecos River. With the Pecos County well 30 miles from the nearest oil pipeline and a storage tank under construction, 4 more Yates wells yielded another 12,000 barrels of oil a day. On his 67th birthday, Yates received an $18 million royalty check. That'd be quite a birthday present, wouldn't it? And that's $18 million in 1926. I didn't have to worry about predators after that. Well, not the four-legged kind anyway. October 30th, 1894, Golden Rule Jones invents a better sucker rod. Samuel M. Jones patented a sucker rod design for his Acme Sucker Rod Company, which he had founded in 1892 in Toledo, Ohio, with his coupling for pipes or rods. Jones applied his oil field experience in mechanics to solve the frequent and time-consuming problem of broken sucker rods. His innovation would soon make him a millionaire. Jones had worked in Pennsylvania's oil region as a pot boiler, a pumper, a tool dresser, a blacksmith, and pipe layer. He became known as Golden Rule Jones by establishing a better workplace for employees at his factory, where he shortened the workday and started a revenue sharing program. Happy employees. That's the way. Jones ran for Toledo mayor as a progressive Republican in 1887 and was elected. He was reelected 3 more times and served until dying on the job in 1904. October 30th, 1871, the modern refinery method was patented. Petroleum refining would become more efficient thanks to an invention by Henry Rogers of Brooklyn, New York, who patented an apparatus for separating volatile hydrocarbons by repeated vaporization and condensation. Rogers introduced many elements of the modern refineries, including fractionating towers that improved earlier processes of extracting kerosene by simple distillation in kettle stills. Well, the apparatus which one use is, in many respects, similar to what is known as the column still for distilling alcoholic spirits, but modified in all the details as to make it available for distilling oils, Roger noted in his 1871 patent application. More technological advancements would lead to giant refining operations like the Standard Oil of Indiana Whiting Refinery, which opened in 1889 and is still in service today. The bottom of the hour, I'm going to take a break, and we'll continue our track through time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, the AOGHF.org. This Week in Petroleum History continues on Remember When Wednesday, right after this.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with Oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the oil field, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
So there's a company out there that has a certain color. All the farmers and stuff think their oil has to be used in those certain color of tractors. And it's just not true. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. I use it at our place. My son uses it for our colored tractors that we have, and a lot of other farmers use it too. It's the same oil, specifications are the same. It's kind of a myth where they think that it's got to be that certain type of oil for that color of tractor. Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil.
Fence building or welding? John 6 will get her done. 6 Wire Company, 580-497-6213.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show, and this show brought to you in part by SOAR, Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources, part of the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board. They've got some upcoming educational opportunities coming up October the 20th. The next will be November the 6th. Facility design. Design and operation of oil and gas production facilities is changing fast to meet demands of new regulations and recommended practices from industry associations. Additionally, new regulations and industry standards are redefining and designing the installation of equipment. So facility design, if it's an in-person or Zoom meeting, November the 6th. They had a good turnout, I heard yesterday, for the Preventing Direct Lightning Strikes, which happened on the 28th. So, yeah, good stuff. Facility design coming up November 6th. December the 4th, it's the Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101. That's also an in-person or Zoom meeting at 11 a.m. This is all brought to you by Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources. For more information or to sign up for one of these classes, go to www.soer.oerb.com. That's SOAR, SOER.oerb.com. And also Fred's Steakhouse, home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak. They're also a destination for fresh USDA-graded beef, ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignon, sirloins are hand-cut daily by the in-house butcher. They also have numerous side options. Soup of the day, fresh salads, freshly baked rolls made daily in their in-house bakery. 7 kinds of chicken, like grilled barbecue, teriyaki, mushroom, baja, of course, fried chicken. Maybe seafood's what you crave, or freshwater catfish. They have that too. Fred's has appetizers sure to please everyone. Wood chips, fried pickles, cheese curds, just to name a few. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. It's Fred's with a full-service bar as well. They can host your private event located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call 580-243-2100. Order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And David Allen Guest. If you have minerals and royalties, you need somebody to help you manage them, then David Allen Guest is your guy. He's a man of integrity, a guy you'll be glad you doing business with. He's an investment, not an expense, because he'll get you the most out of your royalties. Listen to that. He'll get you the most out of your royalties. David Allen Guest is also a trusted buyer of royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. You don't want anybody taking advantage of you there. If you just need some information, I urge you to call this guy, David Allen Guest. He knows his stuff. 405-341-8698. 405-341-8698, or look him up on the interweb. Tell him you heard about him right here on the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Okay, get back to the front page here. Do this right here. Get back to the matter at hand, and that is our track through time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society. October 31st, 1903. Salt Dome oil field discovered in Texas. 1 mile north of Batson, Texas, a discovery well drilled by W.L. Douglas Paraffin Oil Company produced 600 barrels of oil a day from a depth of just 790 feet. The second well, drilled 2 months later in the Batson field, produced 4,000 barrels of oil, 1,000 feet deep. Many new ventures joined the drilling boom. You can see Buffalo Oil Company substory. When combined with other newly discovered prolific salt dome fields, Spindletop in 1901, Sour Lake in 1903, and Humboldt 1904, Batson helped to establish the basis of the Texas oil industry when these shallow fields gave up the first Texas Gulf Coast oil, noted the Texas State Historical Association in 2010. Here's a big one, too. October 31st, 1913, the first paved U.S. highway is dedicated. Towns nationwide celebrated the opening of the Lincoln Highway, a 3,389-mile-long main street across America connecting Times Square in New York City to San Francisco's Lincoln Park. The Lincoln Highway was the first transcontinental road for automobiles and a memorial to Abraham Lincoln. In 1919, the Army Motor Transportation Corps organized a transcontinental convoy to test vehicles and highlight the need for more paved roads. They said that was quite a journey if you do the sub-story, and how they had to have their own blacksmith, their own mechanics, their own lathe, so they could fix stuff because the roads were so terrible before they paved the roads. October 31st, 1924, as we continue our track. Olinda Oil Wells pitcher plays exhibition game. Former California oilfield worker Walter Big Train Johnson returned to his oil patch roots in Brea for an exhibition game with famed slugger Babe Ruth, who swatted 2 home runs off the future Hall of Fame pitcher. 3 decades earlier, Johnson began his baseball career as a 16-year-old pitcher for the Olinda Oil Wells. Playing for the Washington Senators years later, the former Oilfield roustabout became Major League Baseball's all-time career leader in shutouts with 110. Many oilfield towns like Brea are fielded teams with names reflecting their community's livelihood. You can learn more about that in Oilfields of Dreams. Gassers, Oilers, and Drillers baseball teams. October 31st, 1930, Dad Joyner's properties placed into receivership after it was learned that 70-year-old wildcatter Columbus Marion Dad Joyner had oversold his East Texas oilfield leases in Rusk County. District Judge R.T. Brown placed the properties into receivership. With the field's Daisy Bradford No. 3 and other wells tied up in conflicting claims, Joyner took refuge from creditors in the Baker Hotel in Dallas, where Harrelson Lafayette, H.L. Hunt, negotiated a $1.34 million deal with him for the Discovery Well and 5,580 acres of leases. And the 300 lawsuits and 10 years of litigation that followed, Hunt sustained every title. One man's lost, another man gains, I guess. October 31st, 1958. Gas station designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. The only gas service station designed by architect Frank Lloyd Wright opened in Quebec, Minnesota. Well, the station was built for Ray Lidcombe, owner of the Best Oil Company. His gas pumps were originally designed to hang overhead, but were ultimately changed to meet safety regulations, according to the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation. Listed in the Historic Registry in 1984 and still in business today, the station has similarities to Wright's only skyscraper, the 1957 Price Tower, right here in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Pipeline Company headquarters built for Harold Price. Today, the Price Tower Arts Center. Another Oklahoma tie. Who'd have thunk it? The first of James and Amos Dinsmore's innovative oil tank cars arrived at the Miller Farm 4 miles south of Titusville. This is November 1st, 1865. The first railroad, man, I got to get myself together here. First railroad oil tank car. All right. The inventors would be awarded a U.S. patent in April 10th of 1866. I'm looking at a picture here, and they just look like giant kegs with the rings around them, but they're on a flat bed with rail cars wheels underneath of them. Anyway, the crude oil for the iron-banded wooden tanks on a flat car was discovered by Samuel Van Sickle's 2-inch iron pipeline, another oil industry first from the oilfield boomtown of Pithole Creek. Oil from large storage tanks on the farms filled the Dinsmore tanks for the Oil Creek Railroad, which connected 2 lines reaching Pittsburgh, New York City, and other markets. You can learn more about that in Dinsmore Brothers oil tank car. Now, for our Facebook viewers, I'm going to put up a wonderful picture here and go with this last story of the day on Remember When Wednesday. November 2nd, 1902. The first gasoline-powered locomobile. Known for building luxury steam-powered automobiles, the Locomobile Company of America delivered its first gasoline-powered auto to a buyer in New York City. The company had hired Andrew Riker, a self-taught engineer and race car driver, to create the four-cylinder, 12-horsepower vehicle, which sold at the time for $4,000. In 1908, a Locomobile Old 16, a four-cylinder, 16-liter, two-seater, won America's first international raceway victory. The Vanderbilt Cup at the Long Island Motor Parkway, one of the first paved parkways, the Locomobile Company would reign supreme in the niche category of luxury American cars for decades, according to Today in Connecticut History. Quite a piece of machinery there. It's a two-seater, big old motor sitting in front, all wide open, of course. This has been Remember When Wednesday, brought to you by the American Oil and Gas Historical Society. I highly urge you to get on. It costs you nothing to get on the site, navigate around, sign up for the free newsletter, and Bruce Wells will send you a newsletter email highlighting things that happened in that month in oilfield history. AOGHS, acronym for American Oil and Gas Historical Society.org, AOGHS.org. Hit that support button, help them out a little bit, keep our history alive. And again, for all those that are listening, I appreciate it. Take a break, come back with my lovely assistant, our mop-up segment. We've got your weather forecast. We've got energy stock prices and more with the mop-up segment just on the other side of this Wednesday morning Exploring Energy Radio show break. Stay with us, won't you?
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe? The catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. Got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
In the land of Ford, October is really Trucktober, a time to challenge ourselves and help truck buyers. The stock is in, and our place is covered with over 100 pickup trucks. We even had to ship some over to Truck Island. They're all waiting for loving families to give them a good home. To meet the challenge of selling 100 trucks by the end of October, we're going to take big trades and make big deals. The Trucktober Challenge is on at Barbara Dyson Ford in Elk City, online at barbadysonford.net. Truck lovers, come and get them.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
This is Shawn with Galleria Furniture. Right now, we've got an incredible offer on the Hudson collection. This leather sofa has all the features: a drop-down table with storage, power recline, touch puck lighting, and even Apple charging tray with USB charging. And here's the bonus. When you purchase the sofa and the love seat, you'll get the matching leather power recliner for free. That's over $1,000 in savings. Located in Elk City next to Tractor Supply, where friends don't let friends pay retail.
Hey folks, this is EJ Grediman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
You get a cup of coffee, you walk up to the cashier to pay, and there it is, a world of possibilities right there at your fingertips. The Penny News, our free gift to you.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
All right, get all my buttons pushed here. You can learn to talk correctly. Yeah, there we go. Yes. This show brought to you in part by American Hose and Supply. What if, before you need them, you called American Hose and Supply? What if, before your hoses failed, you had called American Hose and Supply and had replacements already there at your place to put right back on? How much easier would that make your life? How much easier would that make you back up and making money? Lots easier. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building. Either way, whether you do it beforehand or when it happens, they're there ready to help. One is just better for you. Next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City, call 303-1123, 303-1123. And that is American Hose and Supply. Go to those who know hose. This hour's weather forecast brought to you as a service of Carter Electric in Elk City. Owned and operated by Kervin and Mary Orgain. They help you see the light of day even at night. Even if your power goes out at midnight or on the weekend, you can call Carter Electric. They provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Want to make sure your power stays on regardless of the weather? Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. They wanted me to remind everybody, stay on top of that generator maintenance. They can do it for you. Don't let that go, because all of a sudden you need it and you didn't take care of it. Well, also a lot of electric work goes on overhead. Carter Electric has pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem there. They can handle any of your electrical jobs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric. Call them at 225-2447. 225-2447. That's 2447. Here's your hour's weather forecast. The service of Carter Electric and my very lovely assistant, TJ. What do you got over there, girl?
Today we're sunny with a high near 56, windy with a northwest wind, 24 to 28 miles per hour with gusts as high as 41. Tonight, widespread frost after 4 a.m., otherwise clear with a low around 32, north wind 6 to 11 miles per hour, becoming light northwest after midnight. Thursday, widespread frost before 8 a.m., otherwise sunny with a high near 63. Light and variable wind becoming south-southwest 5 to 8 miles per hour in the morning. Friday, areas of frost before 8 a.m., otherwise mostly sunny with a high near 64. North wind 5 to 7 miles per hour, becoming southeast in the afternoon. Friday night, trick-or-treating night, mostly cloudy with a low around 39. Saturday, sunny with a high near 62. Sunday, sunny with a high near 67. Monday, sunny with a high near 67. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 68.
Okay, upper 60s. That's not so bad. Here's some energy news in my briefs. U.S. Transportation Secretary Shawn warned Sunday that he will make good on a threat to revoke millions in federal funds for California. He says the state is illegally issuing commercial driver's licenses to non-citizens, a move that violates federal law. The warning sets up another confrontation between the federal government and California over transportation and regulatory compliance. Why would anybody in the world give somebody a license to drive that big of a rig that cannot speak or read English?
I don't
is
have
the
any
most
idea. I agree. It should not be legal.
Telling
anywhere.
You. And the person that's sitting there issuing that license, do their family not drive on the interstate? Do they not drive on the interstate? Good God Almighty.
Right. Let's keep everybody safe.
I am so glad they started cracking down on them over here.
Yeah.
I hope they continue that, no doubt about it. The U.S. government has also signed a deal with Westinghouse, KECO, and Brookfield to build $80 billion worth of new nuclear reactors across the country. Officials say the agreement marks one of the largest domestic nuclear investments in decades, aimed at reducing carbon emissions and enhancing grid reliability. Energy analysts note that this move could jumpstart America's stalled nuclear industry and create thousands of jobs. Meanwhile, EV nonprofit Plug in America is pushing back against the Trump administration's clawback of what remains of its $5 million federal grant. The group argues that cutting funds undermines national efforts to increase electric vehicle adoption and infrastructure growth. Supporters of the program say EV expansion remains critical to U.S. energy independence. Cutting funds undermines national efforts to increase. It's not a national effort. It was someone under Biden used his auto pen to say, hey, we need to start giving money to people so they can have a place to plug in EVs because we're going to make everybody drive an EV. Come on, Trump. Keep on rocking. In another development, KECO Energy has withdrawn its plans to build a $300 million battery storage project on Staten Island. The project would have been New York's largest, designed to improve energy reliability and integrate renewable power. Local opposition and regulatory delays reportedly influenced the company's decision to step away from the plan. Plus, it's in New York. The Department of Energy, DOE, also announced a $1 billion partnership with semiconductor giant AMD to build 2 supercomputers. The systems aim to advance research into nuclear fission, fusion, and grid modernization. DOE officials said the partnership demonstrates the growing intersection of high-performance computing and national energy strategy. Here's a couple from around the world. The Indian government continues to push it to boost domestic oil and gas production to reduce dependence on imported hydrocarbons. Oil imports make up over 80% of their nation's supply, while natural gas imports cover roughly 50% of consumption. Officials say this focus on domestic production is essential to long-term energy security. And Beijing has sharply criticized Britain's sanctions on 11 Chinese companies, warning that the move could harm Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer's plans to strengthen economic ties with the Far East. Chinese officials called the sanctions politically motivated, said they would take necessary countermeasures. And finally, Russia and Venezuela have entered into a new strategic partnership aimed at expanding cooperation across energy, mining, transport, and security. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed the agreement, officially bringing it into force. According to state agency news TASS, analysts say the move underscores both nations' intent to deepen ties and shifting global energy alliances. I'll go on to tell you that Venezuela, they called Big Daddy Russia and said, hey, listen, man, the Americans are going to start a war with us. And we got nothing in the bag. We're going to have you coming. Save us. I don't know. It's like I've often said, only 2 kinds of countries in Europe, those we save their butt or those we kick their butt.
Right.
But anyhow, it didn't surprise me that Venezuela called Russia and said, hey, let's work a deal,
Right.
And if you notice, it says, and security, energy, mining, transport, and security, according to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Nonetheless, they keep boating those drugs out of there, and we're going to keep blowing boats right out of the water, and I'm glad for it. What do you got over there as far as stock price? You got some good news for me over there?
It looks much better.
Atta girl.
Yeah. American Electric Power is up $6.99, trading at $1.22. Apache is down 6.5 cents, trading at $22.67. Baker Hughes is up 33 cents at $48.19. ConocoPhillips is up 66 cents at $87.44. Devon Energy is up 16 cents at $32.18. EOG Resources is up 15 cents, trading at $106.04. Expand Energy is up 93 cents, trading at $101.93. General Electric is up $1.83 at $311.45. Halliburton is up 30 cents at $26.92. Hallmark and Payne is up 23 cents at $25.54. Liberty Energy is up $1.13, trading at $18.17. Occidental Petroleum is down 5 cents at $40.79. Ogini Energy is down 6 cents at $45.33. One Oak is down 8 cents at $69.03. Phillips 66 is down $2.49, trading at $131.25. Sandridge Energy is up 12 cents at $11.65. Schlumberger is up 20 cents at 36.05, and Williams Companies is down 17 cents at 57.42.
You did do much better today. Congratulations. You're welcome to come back again tomorrow now.
Thanks.
Well, we got some, some concern about, the ball games. The two local football teams have home games Friday night. Of course, that is actually Halloween night. Well, here's what's going on with Merritt versus Crescent. Of course, you can see that game on ParagonTV.com if you can't make it to it. Blake says they generally start a pregame about 20 minutes till, so about 6:40 pregame on that. Well, they're going to have a trunk or treat during the halftime of the game. North end of the Zone Stadium, paid parking spot holders will have their trucks decorated and ready to hand out candy. Children must be accompanied by an adult. Return to their seats once halftime is over. And then Elk City is having a Halloween night. Elk City versus Bridge Creek. That is also a 7 o'clock tee-off or kickoff. And then also about 6:20 after the hour, about 6:30 for pregame. Well, they're going to have elementary preschool kids in costume get in free. Yeah. Halftime trick or treat on the track for the kiddos. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.